Hey Duelists! Today we're going to break the mold with the brand new set that's coming out, Crossover Breakers. And I am very excited about this because not only are you going to be able to get your hands on this starting December 4th at your official tournament store, but its launch date and legal date everywhere else is December 6th. And if you check your calendar, the very next day is Yu-Gi-Oh! Championship Series Anaheim, which is going to be really exciting to see how Duelists employ the 3 brand new strategies that are in this deck building pack. So, with a 60 card set, there's going to be 10 ultra rares, 10 super rares, but also with the 40 rares that make up the rest of the set, some of them can be upgraded into super rares, which is really exciting because that means you've always got a reason to go back and upgrade some of your favorite new decks. All right, so we've got 7 cards per pack and 24 packs. Let's go ahead and get this open. And it's always nice to see these deck building sets because you just know that you're going to be able to build one of these decks really fast. And not sure which of the 3 that I'm going to put together, but we'll find out. Let me go ahead and get these packs sort of shuffled out, and we'll see what we have in store. All right, let's start off with pack number 1, shall we? All right, so starting off, we've got Boot Staggered as well as Ryuge Rivalry. And, Malice P. Chessy Cat. This is going to be our first Malice card. This is a new Cyber stack that is all about banishing. And any monster destroyed by battle with a Malice Link monster that points to this card is banished. You can only use the following effects once per turn, and each of those effects once per turn. During your main phase, you can banish a Malice card from your hand, then you can draw 2 cards. And if this card is banished, you can pay 300 life points to special summon it. Also, you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of the turn except Link monsters. So you're kind of locked in there. We've also got Ryuge Wyrmwinds, which again, the Ryuge deck is about old continuous spells and high-level monsters from the Dragon, Worm, Sea Serpent, and Dinosaur family, and there's a little bit of fun for everybody, so you can actually mix and match. We've also got Ryzeal Plugin, and then Binary Sorceress. So you are going to see a couple of reprints here from some necessary Cyberse cards, and then finally Star Seraph Scepter, excuse me. All right, so cracking into the next pack here. All right, see what we find in store. We've got Palm Ryzeal, a Thunder Fire monster. We've also got Abyss Dweller and Ryzeal Cross, the new field spell. So you cannot exceed summon with the same name as a card you control, but you can target 2 Ryzeal cards in your graveyard, except Ryzeal Cross, and place them on the bottom of the deck in any order, and then draw 1 card. You can only use this effect of Ryzeal Cross once per turn. Once per turn, when a monster effect activated by your opponent resolves, you can attach 1 material from a Ryzeal Xyz monster, and if you do, negate that effect. And by the way, it is a Ryzeal Xyz monster you control, but that is good. Wow. We've also got Tenyi Spirit Nahata, Evil Swarm Exciton Knight, great rank 4, Senju of the Thousand Hands, and Encode Talker. All right, digging deeper into this brand new set. All right, see what we get now? Planet Pathfinder, Tornado Dragon, another great rank 4 reprint, and Malice P. Dormouse, another important Malice card. So Malice Link monsters that point to this card cannot be destroyed by card effects, and you can only use each of these effects once per turn. During your main phase, you can activate this effect, banish a Malice monster from your deck. Also for the rest of the turn, Malice monsters you control gain 600 attack. If this card is banished, you can pay 300 life points and special summon it. Also, you cannot special summon monsters from the extract for the rest of the turn, except Link monsters. Still really, really cool there. All right, so we've also got Time Thief Redoer, Ryuge Realm Sea Spires, Dino Domains, another Ryuge Realm card, Ryuge Rising. Okay, so a lot of neat Ryuge stuff here. Again, a lot of good continuous support cards to go ahead and get your Dinosaur, Sea Serpent, Worm, Dragon, or combination of all the decks together there. We'll talk more about those as we pull some of their cards. So why don't we take a look at the next pack here. It's going to be Allure of Darkness, Ryzeal Plasma Hole. You're probably wondering what some of these Ryzeal stuff does besides the field spell. Well, target a face-up card your opponent controls up to the number of Ryzeal Xyz monsters you control and destroy them. Then you can attach a Ryzeal card from your graveyard to a rank 4 Xyz monster you control, which makes sense why there's all those great rank 4 reprints. You can banish this card from your graveyard immediately after this effect resolves. Xyz summon an Xyz monster using monsters you control, including a Ryzeal monster, and you can only use that effect once per turn. But really neat and flexible card. And speaking of flexible cards, Kairo Ryuge Emva. So this is going to be our Sea Serpent and maximum levels there, right? But you can discard this card and add the Ryuge Realm Sea Spires from your deck to your hand. That was the continuous spell we got earlier. So during your main phase, if 2 or more monsters were sent from the hand and or deck to the graveyard this turn, except of course the Ryuge Emva, Then you can special summon this card from your graveyard. You can place a Ryuge Realm Sea Spires you control on the bottom of the deck, banish your opponent's entire hand, and if you do, they draw the same number of cards. So a lot of disruption, and you might have caught the synergy there with recent water support. Notice if those water cards are sent to the graveyard, there could be water cards sent to the cost for all those great new Mermail Atlantean cards, so there's some really cool stuff that you can do. Speaking of cool stuff, we've got reprints of Dimensional Fissure, Topologic Zeroboros, we've got Malice GWC06, one of their trap support cards, and you probably recognize some of the references there if you're a scholar, and Binary Sorceress as well, so a lot of great Cyberse Link monsters in there too. All right, the quest continues, and move right along. You know, there's plenty of info out there, but it's still just nice to see these cards fresh out of the pack. We've got Tenyi Spirit Vishida, as well as Super Dimensional Robot Galaxy Destroyer. Ryuge Warzone, so you can kind of see the meaning there of, like, you know, dinosaurs and worms and dragons and everything as they collide to figure out who's going to be the new #1. So, when this card is activated, take a dinosaur, sea serpent, and worm monster from your deck, add 1 to your hand, banish 1, and send 1 to the graveyard. Also, you cannot special summon for the rest of the turn except, you guessed it, dragon, dinosaur, sea serpent, or worm monsters. If you have Sosei Ryuge Mitzvah in your extra deck face up, that's the Pendulum monster, you can special summon a Ryuge monster with different types, 1 each from your deck, graveyard, and banishment. You can only use each effect of the Ryuge Warzone once per turn, so they're all trying to compete to see who will be the next one. Recoded Alive, nice for the Cyberse enthusiasts, as well as Ryuge Realm Wormwinds. This is going to be the Worm spell card, so again, you can only control 1 of these. Any monster sent from the field to the graveyard during your opponent's turn is banished instead, so a nice little Dimensional Fissure kind of variant. And Ryuge Pendulum monsters and level 10 or higher monsters whose original type is Worm that you control gain this effect. Once per opponent's turn, quick effect, you can place a Ryuge Continuous spell you control on the bottom of the deck, then target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls and its attack becomes 0. Notice, it doesn't have to be this one, it could be any of your great continuous spells. We've also got Sign It Backdoor and Star Seraph Sovereignty for all the new rank 4 plays. So yeah, you can start to see the synergy meal, and that's why I really like this set is you can see where the deck is going literally just by reading the cards, which is always nice. We've got Planet Pathfinder, our Super Dimensional Robot Galaxy Destroyer, another Kairo Ryuge Emva. We've got Ryzel Plugin, a Tenyi Spirit Adhara, Star Seraph Sovereignty, and then another Malice GWC06. What's in this chapter? You can activate this card the turn it was set by banishing a face-up Malice monster you control, and you know they want to be banished. Special summon 1 of your Malice monsters that is banished or in your graveyard. Then, if you control a Malice Link monster, you can gain life points equal to the original attack of that special summon monster, which gives a little bit of rebate of the life points you'll pay throughout playing that deck. Again, Malice monsters are definitely going to hit the top tournament tables along with Ryzel, and I'd be really curious to see how Ryuge does too as well, because there have been just clamoring for these cards across the globe, and again, it's nice to see them. So speaking of seeing them, we got Allure of Darkness here, as well as, I'm just making sure the camera's in focus, Ryuge Rivalry, that's a new one. Special summon a Ryuge monster from your hand, deck, and or graveyard, but return to the hand during the end phase. You can banish this card from the graveyard, then target a Ryuge Continuous spell in your banishment, graveyard, or field, place it on the bottom of the deck, then draw 1 card. So a lot of resource management there. Speaking of resources, nice, we got the Malice Q Red Ransom. So it's going to be 2+ monsters, including a Malice monster. While this card points to a monster, the original attack and defense of all effect monsters your opponent controls are switched. So a little bit of sword and shield action there, or shield and sword. You can only use each of the following effects your opponent of the Malice Q Red Ransom once per turn. Sorry about that, friends. If this card is special summoned, you can add a Malice spell from your deck to your hand. If this card is banished, you can pay 900 life points, special summon it, then you can banish 1 Cyberse monster from your deck, which will help you banish those Cyberse monsters from the Malice strategy. We've also got another copy of Wormwinds, Topologic Zeroboros, Star Seraph Scepter, and Encode Talker to finish out the pack. Alright, so, move right along here as we find out what other fun things there are in store. We've got an Evil Swarm Ouroboros reprint, as well as Boots Staggered, as well as, Malice P. Dormouse, good to see it. Certainly a card you're going to see played over and over in the deck. Again, just as a refresher, Malice Link monsters that this points to cannot be destroyed by card effects. You can only use each of the following effects of Malice P. Dormouse once per turn. During your main phase, you can activate this effect, banish a Malice monster from your deck, and for the rest of the turn, Malice monsters you control gain 600 attack. If this card is banished, you can pay 300 life points and special summon it. Also, you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of the turn except Link monsters. We've also got Tenyi Spirit Ashuna, Aloof Lupine for banishing, number 103 Ragna Zero, and Topologic Trisbana. All right, finding out what we get from our next pull here. We've got Topologic Bomber Dragon, Tornado Dragon, great rank 4 reprint, a Ryuge Realm Sea Spires, recoded alive. Oh, wow, Ryzel Duo Drive, so it's a brand new Ryzel rank 4 monster. So it's going to be 2+ level 4s. For each material this card has, monsters you control gain 100 attack, and monsters your opponent controls lose 100 attack. You can only use each of the following effects of Ryzel Duo Drive once per turn. If the card is special summoned, you can attach a Ryzel monster from your graveyard to this card as material. During your main phase, you can attach 2 materials from a monster you control, and if you do, add 2 Ryzel cards with different names from your deck to your hand. And a note about the Ryzel Duo Drive's attack differential there, that works very well with a certain Photonic Seas monster that cannot let cards be destroyed by card effects that they have 2,000 attack or more. So you're going to see some really fun combos specifically with the Duo Drive there. Dotscaper 2 is going to be a really fun one for Malice. It is a Cyberse monster and it loves being banished. We've also got Senju with 1,000 hands. Remember, there are some Ritual Pendulums in here. So, see if we can pull that Ritual Pendulum. Going through the next one here, we've got Ryzel Plasma Hole, Palm Ryzel, another one of their combo pieces. Also a major defense there with 2,400 on a level 4 then. We've also got Genro Ryuge Hakfa. This is going to be the worm one. You can banish the card from your hand to add a Ryuge Realm Worm Winds from your deck to your hand. If a monster is banished face up and this card is already banished, and there are now at least 2 other banished monsters that are not the Genro Ryuge Hakfa, except during the damage step. Now that's a clause if I ever heard one. You can special summon this banished card. Yeah, okay, that is some cool stuff. Then you can place 1 Ryuge Realm Wormwinds you control to the bottom of the deck. Add a Ryuge card from the deck, graveyard, or banishment to your hand, except the Genro Ryuge Hakfa. And you can only use each effect of the Genro Ryuge Hakfa once per turn. So some really neat flexibility there. Certainly it's a little bit of a tongue twister to get through the effect, but once you understand it clearly, definitely some great resource management. That's really what all these decks share in common. We've also got Tenyi Spirit Adhara, World Gears of Thurological Demiurgy, Binary Sorceress, and Ryuge Rising here. You get to add a Ryuge monster with this quick play spell card from your deck to your hand, and then you can add a Ryuge Pendulum monster from your hand to your face-up extra deck, so you can even do that in sequence, it looks like. During your main phase, if you control a Ryuge Pendulum monster card, you can banish this card and 1 Ryuge monster from your graveyard, special summon a Ryuge monster with the same original type as the banished monster from your deck. So, again, great resource management and great cycling of your cards, too. All right. See if I can get through the next tongue twister of a card effect. We got Trigate Wizard, Tenyi Spirit Vishuddha. We've also got Malice CTB11. So let's take a look at this chapter. You can activate this card the turn it was set by banishing 1 face-up Malice monster you control, special summon a Malice monster from your deck, or if your opponent controls 3 or more cards, you can special summon 1 Malice Link monster from your extra deck instead. Remember, that's special summon, though, not treated as a Link summon. For the rest of the turn, that summoned monster cannot attack, and neither player can activate its effects. Curiouser and curiouser. Okay. We've also got Evil Swarm Exciton Knight, Tenyi Spirit Nahata, Signet Backdoor for banishing Cyberse, and Node Ryzel, another important combo piece there that is easily accessible. All right, so seeing what else we have here as we tear through these. Monk of the Tenyi, Boot Stagger, another great token-generating one. Malice P. Dormouse, so more Malice action. Dimensional Fissure, Time Thief Redoer, and Ryuge Realm Dino Domains. I don't think we've covered Dino Domains. You can only control 1 Ryuge Realm Dino Domains. Ryuge monsters you control gain 300 attack. Ryuge Pendulum monsters and level 10 or higher monsters whose original type is Dinosaur that you control gain this effect. Once per turn, when an effect of a monster on the field with less attack than this card is activated, quick effect, place a Ryuge continuous spell you control on the bottom of the deck, negate the activation. Powerful stuff. We've also got Senju of the 1,000 Hands. Okay, I'm really, really liking like the Ryuge's vibes. Obviously, there's a lot of people who are loving on Ryzel and the Malice strategy, but now there's some really cool stuff across the board here. I've also got Topologic Bomber Dragon, Tornado Dragon. Oh, a super rare Evil Swarm Excite on Night, which must be the upgrade for this pack. And then Ryzel plugin, Ryuge Realm Wormwinds, Binary Sorceress, Dotscaper, and that's going to be it for this one. So that's cool. We got to see what it feels like to pull one of those reprint ones where, remember, some of the rares in this pack can appear as super rare, so there's always some neat little upgrades here. Kind of like a tiny rarity collection. Not exactly the same thing, but nice to see that there's multiple rares to collect. So, Ryuge Rivalry, we've got Trigate Wizard, and we have Kyoro Ryuge Kaiba. This is the dinosaur. Shuffle this card from your hand into the deck and add a Ryuge Realm Dino Domains from your deck to your hand. During the main phase, if 2 or more cards were destroyed this turn, that's some dinosaur stuff. Quick effect, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can place one Ryuge Realm Dino Domains you control in the bottom of the deck, then target a card on the field up to the number of different monster types on the field. Destroy them. Really cool stuff. Of course, you can only use each effect of that once per turn. So that's just good in dinosaurs, but obviously when you put it all together, it has a very special feel as, again, they all compete to be the next number one. I've also got the Topological Zero Boros, Tenyi Spirit Adhana, Star Seraph Scepter, and finally a Topologic Trisbana. All right, so about halfway through, picking up the pace a little bit here, haven't spotted anything too unpredictable here, but Evil Swarm Ouroboros, Monk of the Tenyi, World Gears of Third Logical Demiurgy, Dimensional Fissure, and okay, well, that's a little unpredictable, isn't it? Solse Ryuge Mistva. So this is, we'll read the Pendulum effect first. During your main phase, you can add one non-Pendulum Ryuge card from your deck to your hand, then destroy this card. So let's take a look at the monster effect then. Must be special summoned by its own effect. You can only special summon Sosei Ryuga monsters once per turn. If a monster on the field is destroyed by battle or card effect while this card is in your extra deck, you contribute one level 10 Ryuge monster, and if you do, special summon this card, and it's treated as a ritual summon, then you can apply this effect. Destroy up to 2 cards you control, and if you do, place up to that many Ryuge continuous spell cards from your deck face up on your field. Wow, okay. I don't remember if there's a Pendulum Ritual monster that ritual summons itself. So, I mean, I'm certainly familiar with the Odd Eyes family and all their cool combinations of cards, but this is something special. So, yeah, I might be playing me some Ryuge next time you see me. Okay, we've also got Encode Talker and Cynet Backdoor. Okay, cool. All right, going through here. Staying on target. All right, so Ryzel Plasma Hole. We've also got Planet Pathfinder, another Kairo Ryuge Emboss, so definitely completing the playset there. Tenyi Spirit Ashina, I think we completed the playset. Ryzel plugin, Node Ryzel, and then a Ryuge Realm Dino Domains. And it is really cool that, again, the cards are coming in as rare and super rare because it's really easy to just pick this set up and then go ahead and get to deck building. So, let's go ahead and keep going here. We've got Abyss Dweller. We've also got Allure of Darkness, another Malice Q Red Ransom, Ryuge Sea Spires, Recoded Alive, and Star Seraph Sovereignty, as well as a number 103 Ragna Zero. So a lot of great rank 4s to get you started, for sure. All right, on to the next one. We've got Tenyi Spirit Vishda. We've also got our Super Dimensional Robot Galaxy Destroyer, another Malice C TB11, again, Curiouser and Curiouser, Aloof Lupine, Time Thief Redoer, GWC 06, the Malice C, Ryuge Rising. All right, very cool. All right, so jumping back in, and as we've kind of figured out some of the cards here, we can move at a faster pace for sure, but I'm still hoping for some fun surprises. Trigate Wizard. We've also got Topologic Bomber Dragon, Aloof Lupine, Tenyi Spirit Ashina, as well as, oh hey, Malice P White Rabbit. You take no damage from battles involving Malice Link monsters that point to this card. You can only use each of the following effects of this card once per turn. If it's normal summoned or special summoned, you can set a Malice trap card from your deck with a different name than the cards in your graveyard. If this card is banished, you can pay 300 life points, special summon it, Also, you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of the turn except link monsters. And notice it doesn't say what type of link monsters, so you're not locked into cybers, just link monsters. And being able to get those traps while also controlling a malice monster is huge because, as you know, you go ahead and flip some of those traps over early via their own effect. I've also got Encode Talker, Node Rizel, and that'll wrap it for that one. So we're down to the last 5 packs here if you're trying to keep track at home. All right, so up next, we've got Palm Rizel, as well as Evil Swarm Ouroboros. Another Rizel cross, so good to have multiple field spells there. World Gears of Theurgical Demiurgy, Time Thief, Redoer, Ragna Zero, and Dotscaper. Again, Dotscaper is going to be hitting the tournament tables very shortly. And that's really neat. Again, bringing back some of these old Cybers favorites. That's even where I'm wearing my Brain shirt today. Just good vibes for Cybers cards, although I am heavily distracted by these level 10 Ryuge monsters. All right, Monk of the Tenyi, Abyss Dweller. We've also got Ryuge Ryuge Realm Wormwinds, Tenyi Spirit Nahata, as well as Evil Swarm Exciton Knight, Topologic Trisbana, and Senju with 1,000 Hands. Now notice I did mention Rizel. The Rizel strategy is still really neat too. And those toolbox decks are cool because you just kind of figure out whatever it is you need. And then all of a sudden, you might find yourself in a tournament being like, oh, that is a rank 4. It's a really good idea. Speaking of good ideas, let's see what we find here. Ryuge Rivalry, Evil Swarm Ouroboros, another Kyoto Ryuge Kaiba. We've also got Dimensional Fissure, Tenyi Spirit Ashina, Dotscaper, again, Dotscapers galore, and Binary Sorceress. All right, and then there were 2. So, let's see what we get here. Cracking things open. We've got Tornado Dragon, as well as Palm Rizel, a Rizel plugin, Tenyi Spirit Antara, and Rizel Detonator. Nice. So, when your opponent, oh, by the way, the materials are, of course, 2+ level 4 Rizel monsters. When your opponent activates a card or effect, quick effect, attach a material from this card and target a card on the field, destroy it. It's pretty cool. We know how powerful those quick destroy effects are. You can only use each of the following effects of Rizel Detonator once per turn. If this card is special summoned, you can attach 1 monster from your graveyard to this card as materials. Of course, it gets a little bit of a refill there, so great resource management. And if an Xyz monster you control would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can attach an Xyz material from this card instead. Okay, so I failed to mention Ryuge, and now the Ryuge cards are just jumping out here. Very cool. And it looks like we got a little bit of everything here. This will be the final pack. Let's take a look at what we get in this final pack. It's going to be Tenyi Spirit Vishuddha. We've also got Topologic Bomber Dragon. Oh, and a super rare of Boot Staggered. That's cool. Okay, so that's one of the upgrade ones. So it seems like, again, there are some of the rares can be upgraded to supers. And this one's really cool because, again, just a huge Playmaker fan. So anytime I get some Cybers from the anime, I am happy. I've also got Evil Swarm Exciton Knight, Ryuge Realm Sea Spires, number 103 Ragna Zero, and for the final card, Cynet Backdoor. So really, really cool stuff across the board. And again, you'll see just very quickly how good all these new cards are. I'm trying to make sure I sort through everything so we can especially take a look at these ultra rares that are just gorgeous. So again, let's zoom out here and just take a look at what we were able to pull just from this single box. And I gotta say, really exciting just to be able to mostly have everything you need between the rares and the super rares and the ultras for the deck pretty fast. You'll be able to get your deck build almost before you know it. And I'm gonna go ahead and sweep the super rares aside here for just a moment, just to kind of take a look at the ultras again. We got 4 ultras out of this box, and again, just really exciting that, you know, depends on what you and your friends may end up wanting to play here, but really easy, again, to just jump in and either put together, you know, the new Malice deck, the new Rizel deck, and the new Sosei, or excuse me, Ryuge deck, I should say. But here is all the info you need to know if you're going to pick up your set of Crossover Breakers, maybe a box, maybe a couple of packs, either or. You can check out your official tournament store on December 4th and everywhere you find Yu-Gi-Oh! Product on December 6th. And again, you can tune into YCS Anaheim as it starts on, I believe, on December 7th, and this set should be legal for that. So you're going to see exactly how cool Crossover Breakers is. Can't wait to see what everybody else pulls from their videos today, but man, this is going to be an exciting set that we're going to be talking about for a while.